Om Shanti. Can you hear me? Voice is clear?
Voice is clear. How are you, ma'am?
Very well. So let's begin the session. Come into the sitting posture. Keep your back, neck straight, aligned, and gently close your eyes. Going to your asana. Observe the alignment and take a deep, prolonged inhalation for the Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Feel the vibration and sensation. Join your palm together. Wrap your palms. Place on your eyes. Very slowly while blinking, looking at your palm gently. Open up your eyes with a great smile and say Om Om So today we're gonna, in previous session we discussed about the kapha problems and lower and upper respiratory system issues. Now today we're gonna discuss about the gastrointestinal problems, constipation, colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. So these issues we're gonna talk about, especially related to the digestive system, right? What happened in these problem. So major problem like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, the diarrhea type, the constipation type. What happened is a psychosomatic problem. It happens because of you are a lot, you have anxiety attack, you are under depression, mental disorder are having it, and along with that, it's come on the physical body.
Ma'am,
The
your voice is
projection
clear.
later on come into your body. Now it's better.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So psychosomatic issues are very common nowadays. People doesn't understand it's not happening because of you're not having the constipation or indigestion or diarrhea. Diarrhea mostly happen because of your body. Bacteria invasion, right? Some invasion happen in your body. Some bacteria come into your body, and then it is a procedure to body to take out the bacteria, flush it out. So that's why you get indigestion, and then you are going urges for the pee most of the time. But when it becomes psychosomatic, like whatever you are eating, it's triggering you diarrhea. It's become like your digestive tract becomes sensitive, oversensitive. So lactose intolerance, wheat intolerance, then many food like you are having, you are allergic to that, and then it caused the diarrhea for you, or maybe it caused the constipation for you. It can be both. Okay, so. Uh, this problem now is very common, and people doesn't understand that it's become psychosomatic because if you understand that your body system is connected to your mind, if you overly stress or your travel, you're traveling, you get constipation, right? And whenever you changing your food or anything, environment is changed, you get the diarrhea. That's also happened because it's triggering your nervous system. So psychosomatic disease is prolonged, like it's coming into your body for longer period of time, like maybe more than 2 years, 3 or 4 years, and doctor could not figure out. If it's come into your psyche, it means very difficult to cure it. Okay. If constipation and diarrhea come into your psyche, like you get stress and then you get the symptoms of diarrhea or the constipation, then it's difficult to cure. If something happened outside because of outside climate, so it would be settled down quickly, right? But psychosomatic problems create more havoc than in on the physical body. There's no cure. Yes, allopathic, there's no cure for it. And how we can help them. So constipation, diarrhea, plus IBS, and next is colitis. Colitis is inflammation of your gut, your small intestine. It it become oversensitive, and because of the bacteria also, and then you are not paying attention towards it. And your gut, your small intestine become oversensitive, and then inflammation cause, inflammation happen, and then even you eat anything that it started, it's not absorb the nutrition, and it you get the diarrhea. Symptoms are same. IBS symptoms, diarrhea symptoms, colitis symptoms are same. Very minor difference to figure out it. So there's a test. You have to go to the doctor, allopathic doctor, go for the test. Like something is not bleeding, you doesn't have any bacteria invasion, or you are having the psychosomatic issues. Okay, that's you have to figure out. Once you figure out bacteria could be cured, you have to just take the few medicine and then it would be cured. But for psychosomatic issues, very difficult to cure it. So even if you give the medicine, if you're taking the medicine, symptoms are suppressed. Once you stop, then again the symptoms coming back to you. So for that you require complete routine, especially psychosomatic problems, and it can happen to anyone. Okay, so to cure that, you require complete routine for that. There's no excuses, and you require very strong determination. That you have to understand. You can help only those people who tried everything, and then mm, it's yoga therapist, and they're reaching to the yoga therapist at the last, because on the first preference, you cannot diagnose like it. You don't become serious about these issues, because diarrhea everybody gets, constipation very common. So once you figure out, then yes, you require the yoga therapist, and then this routine, okay, which I'm gonna tell you, the general routine. So constipation, and we are basically dividing the diet on the basis of the constipation and the diarrhea. The symptoms are quite similar for colitis, even, and the IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, two types, diarrhea and indigestion. Diarrhea type and the constipation type, and normal constipation and the indigestion issues even. Gastric issue, bloating issues, everything would be, you have to follow these two division on the diet. Okay. So diet, if symptoms is constipation based, so you have to include the fiber in your diet. Rich fiber diet one should take. For that, you can have the chia seed. Chia seed is rich in the fiber diet. Okay, you can have fruits, and nuts also soaked under the water is very good for fiber. And one is isambol agar suna ho, isambol bhusi. Um, isambol bhusi is very high in
Ma'am,
fiber.
Isabgol. The
This
Isabgol.
work in both constipated. Isambol. Yeah, isambol. So I'll show you the picture for that. So isambol bhusi is very good, but for who doesn't understand is this psyllium husk is very good for indigestion and diarrhea both. For indigestion and diarrhea, you can have with the yogurt and one bowl yogurt, one spoon of this you can take with yogurt, fresh yogurt. Okay, if you have indigestion and diarrhea, empty stomach you can have, and chew it properly, keep it in your mouth for longer, and have take this 15 to 30 minutes to finish it. Okay, and if you get the constipation. In that time you can have with the water, lukewarm water. Okay, so few amount you can have, like half teaspoon you can have. And trifala churn is also good for the trifala. Yeah, now you can hear me.
Yes, ma'am.
Myra, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Trifala Churin and Isambol, this is very good. Isambol, I told you how you have to take it in when you have the symptoms of diarrhea and the constipation. Okay. When you have symptoms of the diarrhea, it has to be taken with the yogurt. Yogurt is very good for in when you take in during the time of indigestion. You can take the buttermilk also, mix with the buttermilk and take it with it. If you have constipation, take with the lukewarm water. Then in constipation also Triphala churn, Triphala, Triphala churn, Churna, churn is very good for constipation. Early morning, empty stomach, one spoon you can start having with the lukewarm water or hot water. Okay, and before night, twice a day. Um, Morning and the evening. If you have the severe constipation, this work very wonderful. Then coming to lot of salad, you can put it between then carrot, fruits, whole. Okay, pomegranate is good. Pomegranate is also good in constipation and indigestion. And in constipation, you have to take um, the whole fruit. Okay, with the seed of the pomegranate. Okay, then you can have chiku also. Chiku good in the indigestion. Okay, diarrhea. So one chiku you can have, not too many chiku. One chiku you can go with it. Okay, these fruits you can have. It's very good for the digestion, improving your digestive system is also. and improving the Jಠragni as well. Then juices should be given during the indigestion time, in during the diarrhea time, and whole foods should be given in the constipation time. Okay, water intake should be increased in both constipation and indigestion. Lukewarm water is work wonder, and cumin ajwain water work wonder in both cases, constipation and indigestion. Okay, as if you are having the symptoms of the diarrhea or the constipation. So these tea, whole day one should take these tea. Water should be, literally have to take the water. Constipation mostly happen because heat it increase in your body, and the stool, your large intestine absorb the water from the stool, and that is the stool become hardened. So you have to intake the water lot, and even in the diarrhea, you losing the water lot. So in that sense, you required water. So herbal rings, cumin tea, basil tea, fennel tea, and cameline tea. These tea, herbal drinks, you can have it. If you have constipation, you can add the mishri. If you have indigestion, you can have a little piece of the jaggery with your herbal drink. Okay, so you can maintain the energy. Your BP doesn't go low. Um, so these things one should do. Then during the constipation, you require the blood circulation around your anal region. So a little bit practice of asana is very good. So lower abdominal practice is good for them. Asana, which is required, movement of the lower abdominal region and the towards the leg. So any flow, not dynamic flow, vinyasa slow flow, hatha slow flow, yin postures are good. Semi-inversion postures are best for them. Okay. These simple postures you can introduce. Simple postures, not so many hard, because stool is there and you feel discomfort. Okay, discomfort is there. And understand constipation. It doesn't mean like 2 or 3 times. You have to go daily for stool. Some people have the different nature. Even if you're not going for 2 days, it's common. It's okay. But if you feel uneasy, not going for natural cause, then it means it has the constipation. If you're not going and you are feeling okay, you are comfortable with it, then it doesn't consider to be a constipation. Okay, heaviness should not be feel. So it's okay if you're not going for 3 days or a day, or even 2 days or 2 days in a day. If you are okay with it, then it's completely okay. During this phase, passing the stool and
Ma'am, your
passing
voice is breaking
so
again.
we that should be the body should be. We cannot now you can hear me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So connected. Yeah. So constipation and indigestion should not be schedule should not be fixed. Okay. If thrice a day you are going, don't consider it indigestion. But you're feeling like uneasy with it, then you have to take the help of the doctor. So by doing these practice and having those herbs, it help you out. Okay. Then lots of vegetables soup should be given to them during the indigestion. So in that time, whenever you have symptoms, reduce the intake of fiber. When you have constipation symptoms, take the fiber lot. So it help you to release the motion easily. Okay. Then massage should be given to them. It increases the blood circulation to the body, and even constipation and indigestion. Warm oil, sesame oil you can use for light massage, not deep tissue massage you're going for. Light massage, one should have it. Daily one should take the bath is also good for them. Okay, they feel fresh about it. They feel that they will get the energy. In digestion, buttermilk should be given to them a lot, and like buttermilk, the fresh yogurt, um, freshly yogurt you prepared, you add lots of lukewarm water into it, add cumin, asafoetida, hing, and rock salt, and little pinch of the black pepper, little pinch, and then make the drink, and then whole day before the sunlight, okay, before sunset till the 2 p.m. you can have this drink. It's improve your digestive system, and it's give you energy in indigestion, and same in the constipation. Both can have this. This drink is like work wonder. Okay. And other things, soups, steamed vegetables, juices, fruit juices, these things should be given. Don't go for the solid food for in indigestion, chapati, even in the constipation. Don't go for the grains. Have the light, um, which have the lots of water, even in the constipation and indigestion, like porridge, khichdi, which have the water in this curry, pulses, moong pulses with the skin. All the pulses should be taken with the skin. That is good for them. Moong dal, green pulse is good in indigestion as well, and also in the constipation. Okay, lots of precaution one has to go for it. Okay, yes, these should be the diet. Then, Asin, I talked about it. The best posture for them to improving their function of the digestive organs, digestive system organs, they can go with the, keeping. So it's called Ardha Halasan. Purna Halasan, they cannot go for it. So Ardha Halasan is half slow pause. So keeping the leg on the towards the wall, and go into the supine position, and then taking the help of the wall and making the 90 angle. So this would be the position. For example, this is your body, and keep lifting your leg at the 90, extend at the 90 angle. Okay, so making the L shape with your body. So upper part of the torso on the on the supine posture, and leg is extended, which is resting on the wall. That 90 angle you can make, and then this posture, when you're doing it, do the abdominal breathing. Okay, abdominal breathing work wonder. So abdominal breathing, you have to practice at least 10 to 15 minutes. There you have to relax, then relax your leg again, go into posture and do lots of movement. It's work. It's good in constipation also and in digestion also. Okay. Then other breathing practice, uh, before, especially for these gastrointestinal problems, whenever they have anything, whatever they are eating, always tell them to do the right nostril breathing. Okay, for indigestion and constipation both. Right nostril breathing before having your meal. So 15 minutes, 15 to 10 minutes, they can sit and do the right inhalation, inhale through the right and exhale through the right. That, or inhale through the right, exhale through the left. These two variation of the right nostril breathing, any of one you can go for it. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. Again, inhale through the right, exhale through the left. And then one, this is the one variation. Inhale through the right, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right, exhale through the right. These two variation we are having for right nostril breathing. Okay. Before having any meal, they have to practice 15 to 10 minutes. It improves their jataragni. So whenever they eat, it's help for the digestion and it reduces the bloating symptoms as well. It increases the blood circulation around your digestive organs. Okay. Then yes, force breathing, diaphragmic breathing, abdominal breathing, thoracic breathing, then yogic breathing. These two are called diaphragmic breathing, thoracic breathing, and abdominal breathing. Then yogic breathing and Nadi Shodhan practice it. Okay. Then Brahmari pranayam should be given to them for concentration, for meditation. Okay. They have to practice improving their concentration, reducing their, fickle minded because stress, they take lots of stress. So Brahmari pranayam is work as a wonder. Brahmari pranayam and in meditation, makar chanting should be given to them. In pranav, makar chanting we practice. So makar chanting they have to practice. And before sleep, Yog Nidra should be introduced to them. They can practice Yog Nidra and then go for the sleep. It improves their sleeping pattern and they get the sound sleep. And yes, um, Shat Karma. What kind of Shat Karma we can introduce to them? Shang Prachalan is good, but not for indigestion, constipation. Shang Prachalan is good for them. You can learn from any school who are teaching the Shatkarma practice, like Himalayan Yoga Association teach here. We teach the offline students. So if you get any chance to enroll for the offline courses, you can come here. Teacher is gonna teach you, but never learn from online. Okay, don't go for online because there's lots of observation and lots of precaution we have to take it. So Shank, Shank, Laghu Shank Prachalan Kriya or Purn Shank Prachalan Kriya is best. Then along with that, Kapal Bhati is good for indigestion and also constipation. But when you have the constipation, don't do it. Okay, Kapal Bhati. But indigestion, you can do the Kapal Bhati along with this Vayu Mudra, rolling your index finger, touching with the thumb. With this mudra, Mandagati Kapal Bhati should be practiced. Okay, these practices, I hope if anybody having the any problem related to the IBS or these issues, it work wonder. Two, three postures would be different. If you have IBS, so you have to do the Tadasan. Tadasan work in wonder in the constipation also. So Tadasan, holding the posture. Tadasan with hold. So 10 second at least hold, take the help of the wall and then lift the heel up and down. Take the 10-second hold, uh, do the 5 times. Okay. After that, do the heels up and down. This thing you can, it's literally working on your calf muscle. You feel the pain. When you feel the pain in your calf muscles, then it's working in your digestive organs. It's providing, giving the more oxygen to your digestive organs, strengthening your digestive system. Okay. So if calf muscles started paining when you're doing heels and up and down, relax. Again, repeat it. Again, relax. So at least you can start 50 into 3 times. So 50 times up and down, up and down, up and down, and 3 times relax, again continue up and down 50 times, again relax 3 times. Gradually increase your practice according to your comfort. Okay, so you can do the 4 time up and down. literally started paining your calf muscles, that's okay. That is a good pain. But don't overdo it. Otherwise, you feel difficulty in walking. Okay, so it gives you pain. So don't go for the extended version. Start with the your comfort level. If you feel 3 times is more, 2 times you can do, but 50-50 round. Okay, then gradually increase. At least you have to come 500 times. So according, take the time, 500, 600, increase it. So any kind of psychosomatic related to the gastrointestinal problems, this gonna work wonder. Then locust posture is also good for them. It's giving the massage to the lower abdominal part. Okay, locust posture, all the variation. Bhujangasana, yes. Chakrasana, yes. Chakrasana, but observe their body is, you know, they can go into the chakrasana. If not, standing slightly just bending backward is sufficient for they can do that version also. Then again I'm telling you have to modify the posture according to their limitation of the body. Okay, so these posture have many variation and with the lots of props, so you can utilize the props, help them, and take into that posture, and with the hold 10-second hold, they have to remain into the 10 seconds. So observe their comfort level. If they feel discomfort, immediately stop that posture. Okay, but I've told you the safe posture also that has to be done by everyone, like keeping your leg in 90 angle. That is a safe posture, everybody can go for it. But just think, if somebody is having hypertension, okay, along with this thing, so semi do reduce the whole of that posture. So keeping the leg only for I think 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, not more than that. 1 minute is sufficient. Don't exceed, don't extend much. Okay, and rest of the people can go for it. Inversion posture are would be dangerous for the hypertension if they have hypertension and along with these things. So these are the major things you have to observe it. And yes, Jalneti and Sutranetis work wonder because it's reducing your stress, and it's nothing related to the gastrointestinal problem, but it's related to the brain. It's related to your pranic energy. So if you're practicing Jalneti, Sutraneti, that can be work wonder for reducing your stress level, reducing your anxiety, giving more, opening your nostril, giving more space through your lungs to absorb the oxygen. And then when you absorb the more oxygen, it reaches to the rest of the organs, and organs get the oxygen level in good amount, and then they work properly. So so it's, you have to, everybody, no matter what kind of problems they are having, jal neti, tail neti, and yes, yeah, tail neti should be include for, especially they have to apply the oil in their anal region. Okay, and in around the anal region, because that become very sensitive. So apply the mustard oil or almond oil. Mustard oil would be gonna burn, but it's good. But if you cannot bear, apply the almond oil. Suck the oil. Literally, you have to pour the oil in that area. Okay, put into your vagina region and put into your penis, and then they have to put in anal region, and use your finger, insert the oil inside it. Okay, that help, and it gives the lubrication and moisturizer to those areas. So morning time, if you feel like pain that area, and even in hemorrhoids, you feel lots of pain. So even you, this technique gonna help and give the moisturizer, avoid the dryness of that area. And mustard oil is antibacterial, antifungal. So any kind of growth of the fungal things around that area, or you develop the bacteria growth, this gonna reduce it. Okay, then yes, tail in your nostril, in your ear, in your navel, all the doors of your body. Mustard oil could not put into your eyes; it would be causing you burn, but you're not gonna would create more pain. So almond drops you can apply in your, or otherwise Mahatrifla Grit you can apply. Okay, these things you can go for it. So this is all about the general guidelines. Any doubt, any problem? So tomorrow we're gonna talk about the mind-related problems. Okay, migraine, and dementia, memory loss. These things. The people who are having, especially the brain issues, headache, and they cannot come out it. Migraine, there is no cure for it. So we're gonna talk about how we can help them by with the help of the yoga therapy. Okay, so meet you in
So, ma'am,
meditation class.
Ashtanga Rhythm book
I cannot
consists
hear
of
you.
all this also?
Mary, I
Ma'am,
cannot
now
hear
can
you.
you hear me?
No voice.
No? Okay. Ma'am, now can you hear me?
No, no, no. Still cannot. Could you type it? Ashwagandha then includes the topic as well. No, dear. Ashtanga Hridayam doesn't talk about that much in detail, but you can read and you get the general ideas about so many things like Ritu Chare, how the seasons are affecting, other rules and regulations. It explained very well to you. You can study about it, but which I'm talking about, it's a general my observation. And these tricks I experimented on myself and I learned from my mom and many places. I travel a lot and learn from many technique is lost. So it's so many things are not written in the books. I learned from the gurus and many
Okay, ma'am.
teachers these things. So it's not only the one thing through the books you can get everything. Not only the one book even sufficient. There's a many books you have to go for it. And
Okay, ma'am.
still yes, then you include your own observation as well. Okay, but book give you the idea about it. Okay, that is a very good book.
Okay, ma'am.
So meet you in the meditation class. Om
Yes, ma'am.
Shanti.
Thank you, ma'am.